Hello, everybody, and welcome to Anfield for your post-match podcast. It's been a while since we've done one of these, but I'm your host, Theo Squires, and we are back. And what a game to return for. Liverpool by Leverkusen in the UEFA Champions League. Xavi Alonso's return to Anfield, and what a night it has been here at Anfield. The final score, as you can see on the ticker underneath, Liverpool 4, Bayer Leverkusen 0. Now, this is a side that only lost once last season in the Europa League final. They were so close to that unbeaten Invincibles treble season, only to lose right at the death, but they still won that German League and Cup double. Alonso's side are really impressive, but Liverpool have sent out a real statement tonight. As always, we're live on YouTube, so get your comments in. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, thanks to our sponsors, NordVPN. All the info on them is in our episode description, as always. Really, there's only one place to start, isn't there, on the post-match podcast tonight, and that is Luis Diaz. What a performance from the Colombian. He was up front tonight. He came in from the weekend. When he came on as a substitute against Brighton at the weekend, he was playing as a number 10 before moving to the left wing after some changes late on. But here, he got his start, but it was down the middle as a striker. Didn't quite work in the first half, if we're being honest. The first half was a bit of a non-event, not much happening for Liverpool, not quite clicking. But in the second half, they took it up another level completely. And they were superb from start to finish. And Luis Diaz was right at the centre of it, getting his first Liverpool hat-trick. The first goal is stunning. Curtis Jones with a brilliant through ball to him. He's one-on-one in box in front of the Kop. And he just dinks over the goalkeeper for a lovely chipped finish. Now, before he could complete his hat-trick, get his second, Cody Gakpo did get his first of the Champions League potentially this season. Anyway, Cody Gakpo scored. He was on the left wing. Nice little diving header at the far post from Mohamed Salah's cross. It was initially disallowed for offside, but we got a VAR review, and it was quite clear that Gakpo was clearly onside. So that goal stood. Liverpool lead 2-0. And against Bayer Leverkusen, you think that'll be enough. You don't need to do anything else. But Liverpool had other ideas. They upped the ante. Luis Diaz gets his third. It's another lovely finish from him. And then his fourth, I think it was Darwin. Actually, no, what was the third? The third was a cross from Mohamed Salah. Diaz holds off a challenge at the far post and then just rolls it home across goal. All his goals are merging into one. I'm afraid he's just not used to seeing Luis Diaz score so many. And then his fourth, Darwin Núñez comes on as a substitute, leads a counter-attack, marching forward midfield. His shot's blocked. He tried to be selfish. He tried to go it alone. But the rebound falls to Diaz in the very last seconds, and he slots it home to complete his hat-trick and make it 4-0. As I said, we are live on YouTube, so get your comments in if you want to talk about Luis Diaz or anything there, because it's been an amazing Champions League phase for Liverpool. They maintain the 100% record. They are top of the table with 4 wins from 4, 12 points, 10 goals for, only 1 conceded. And they are on the cusp of qualification for the knockout stages. And obviously, places 9 to 24 will contest the playoff round. And at the moment, 24th has got 4 points. Sparta Prague haven't played a game less. But when Liverpool are on 12 points, they're not going to need to do much more to get through in this competition now. And you think when you've got all these wins, there's no reason to not think they are going to qualify automatically for the round of 16. Small matter of Real Madrid next up here at Anfield in the Champions League after the November international break. But their game tonight didn't go as planned. As much as Saturday was the perfect Saturday for Liverpool in terms of results going the way in the Premier League, when you think of Man City losing, Arsenal losing, there's a few results here that Copites can have a little chuckle at, with Real Madrid losing 3-1 at home to AC Milan, Sporting Lisbon winning 4-1 at home to Manchester City. But no, tonight is all about Liverpool. And another superb performance for Arne Slot's men. As I said, it wasn't the best first half for them, as is becoming a recurring pattern, really. They dug in a little bit. They created a couple of chances, but it wasn't happening for them. Anything they did create, they were just shooting straight at the keeper. And Leverkusen looked more threatening. Frimpong, he had a goal disallowed for handball. He gets in past Tsimikas down the Liverpool's left-hand side, but he's controlled it with his arm, and Tsimikas knew straight away. He's appealing for it straight away, and the flag goes up for that handball. Leverkusen had a couple of other shots in that first half, shooting over from distance. And in the second half, Kelleher was called into action a few times. He had to deny Schnick, he had to deny Wirtz as well. When one-on-one, he got down low to save with his feet. But it was really just great play from Liverpool. They were in control of the game in the second half. And as we keep seeing from them, they're up in the ante and getting the job done. They've only lost one game under Arne Slot. They've only drawn one game under Arne Slot. 100% record in the Champions League, top of the Premier League table, top of the Champions League table. We'll look at Ian Doyle's player ratings because, as you can imagine, there is one standout player, and that is Luis Diaz. Doyle gives him a 9. Playing down the centre, early joy when running at visiting defence and pressed tirelessly throughout. Took his 3 goals with the confidence of a number 9. Ibu Kanat, he's also getting a good rating. He gets an 8. Fit enough to start after that injury scare. Required to make a couple of important interventions to prevent promising Leverkusen positions become a greater danger. Kanat got a standing ovation when substituted late on for Jarell Quansah in much happier circumstances this time. And then just the front 3 in general. Gakpo gets a goal, he gets an 8. Salah gets 2 assists, he gets an 8. But if you want to read Doyley's full ratings in full, go to the Liverpool Echo website. But yeah, it's a really good European victory for Liverpool tonight. It's what you really expect, what you deserve. Like the atmosphere on Saturday against Brighton in that second half was amazing. And it was the same again here tonight. Like with Xavi Alonso back, the crowd really rose to it. They were noisy from start to finish. The German supporters, they always travel so well. And I think Anfield felt that. They had to respond to that. And they were really creating a really good atmosphere. When the job was done with all those goals late on, there was time for them to pay tribute to Xavi Alonso. They started chanting his name and they dusted off the old chant of we've got the best midfield in the world. It's a bit of a classic, isn't it? And then at the end, after the final whistle, Alonso came onto the pitch, saluted all sides of the stadium. So they sung his name once more. Great to see him back at Anfield. But Arne Slot, not even a transformation, just what a job he's doing with Liverpool at the moment. He's managing to control games and get victories, and they just look unbeatable at the moment. They don't have to be at their best in the first half, but they can just up the ante. They can really turn it on, and they're getting the job done time and time again. We've had a comment from Ron, so I'll just get that up on the screen. This might definitely be a special season. We aren't at our best yet, but we're getting the results, and importantly, we seem to have the rub of the green as well. That's spot on, Ron, when you think about it. Arsenal are having injuries. Manchester City are having injuries. And they're losing games as well. Whereas Liverpool have had injuries and they get a couple of setbacks, but they're finding a way to get the results. And it's not quite like last season, is it? When Liverpool were maybe getting late goals, they're getting it over the line, but there was a lot of pressure on them. It was a lot of stress. Here, they're in control. You felt a lot more confidence about them, whereas it's Man City and Arsenal and those sorts of sides that look a bit like they're lacking something. They're not fully with it either, but Liverpool are making the best of it. And granted, it's early in the season. It's only early November. We need to be saying this in early March, early April, early May, and then we can see what can happen. But Liverpool are in as good a position as you want to be at this point of the season. When you think going for potential Premier League, going potentially for the Champions League. They're into the League Cup quarterfinals. The FA Cup gets underway in January. Maybe they can go for a couple of trophies this year in Arne Slot's first season. We'll see. Neil Caldwell said great belief. Yeah, they just dug in, and it was a superb performance. Leverkusen could not deal with them at all in that second half, and maybe they could have got a couple of more. There was some really good passing moves where the final ball just wasn't quite there. Be it, say, a Nunes square pass to Szoboszlai didn't come off, or a cross was just overhit to a Gakpo or Salah. Onto Villa to complete the perfect run of games, says Van Man. We thought this was going to be Liverpool's toughest spell of the season, and they're just dealing with it superbly, getting win after win after win after win. Apart from that blemish, if you can call it a blemish, away at Arsenal, that draw. Obviously, it's going to get tougher after the international break. Aston Villa are here next on Saturday, 8 o'clock kickoff. But you think after the international break, Man City loom, Real Madrid loom. Southampton away, I think that's the first one. You got a Merseyside derby. So yeah, Southampton away on Sunday, the 24th of November. Then Real Madrid at home, Manchester City at home. Got Newcastle United away in midweek on 4th of December. Merseyside derby early on the 7th of December. Then Girona away in the Champions League. Fulham at home. Southampton away in the League Cup quarterfinals. Tottenham. And that takes us all the way up to Christmas. It's a really tough run of fixtures, isn't it, for Liverpool at the moment? But they're playing really well. And as Van Man is coming with a second one, we ain't played anyone yet. Lol. Yeah, Liverpool are making a mockery of that, aren't they? Like it was pointed out after they beat Brighton, the teams they are playing are in the top 8, top 9 of the Premier League. And now they've just beaten one of the teams that were the very best in Europe last season, who was so close to an invincible treble-winning campaign. And that would have been unprecedented. It is crazy. Obviously, they are not quite as strong as they were last year. They were never going to live up to those same heights again. But they still a very good side with a world-class manager in the making in Xabi Alonso. And in that second half, Liverpool made them look absolutely ordinary. And if Liverpool can do that against Bayer Leverkusen, it gives them confidence to see what they can do in a couple of weeks against Real Madrid. And Real Madrid, who aren't looking at their best at the moment, lose again tonight. They lost the El Clasico, didn't they, a few weeks ago, got battered at home to Barcelona. You can put the pressure on them. You're thinking like everyone is going to be looking at Liverpool and they're going to be fearing them. They're looking like real contenders. Obviously, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Still a lot of football to play and a long way to go. But it was a really good team performance in the end from Liverpool. Kelleher made a number of good saves. Alexander-Arnold, he stepped up his performance. I don't think he's been at his best in the last couple of games. His passing's been off. Yes, the odd really good one that will set up a goal or lead to a good move. But today he did improve and he dealt really well with Leverkusen's left wing back, Ramado. Konate and Van Dijk was superb. Tsimikas had a bit more of a challenge up against Frimpong, but he dealt with it reasonably well. Gravenberch, you can run out of superlatives for Gravenberch. He's just so good in that midfield. Who else we got? McAllister, a bit of a quiet performance from him. He had moments, but he was still involved. He got, I think, a good 90 minutes there. Salah was great. Jones, what an assist from him. If you haven't seen it yet, go and watch the highlights, because once you finish watching the post-match podcast, of course, because it's one that Xabi Alonso would have been proud of. He's like looking really good under Arne Slot now. He's getting a run of games to go him. We've mentioned Gakpo, we've mentioned Diaz. Then off the bench, we saw Szoboszlai, Nunes, Robertson, Bradley, and Kwanzaa late on. So, yeah, it's a really good team performance from Liverpool. And they have to build on it, hopefully, against Aston Villa. Aston Villa are in Champions League action tomorrow in Belgium, I believe, away in Belgium in the early kickoff. I'll just double check that. Is it Bruges they've got? Yeah, Club Bruges. So that should be a good performance from them. And if they win that, they'll go level with Liverpool at the top of the table on points in the Champions League phase. I'll just have a look who will have the superior goal difference, because we can have a hazard a guess at what Villa will do, can't we? Villa have scored 6, conceded 0. So if they won like 4-0, they could overtake Liverpool. I suppose it's possible. We'll see. Can anyone else go level with Liverpool? Arsenal have dropped points. Milan have dropped points. Brest have dropped points. No, that's it. It's only Villa who can go level with them. It really is going all Liverpool's way in the Champions League at the moment. And Man City, they were one of the teams who were right at the top of the table before this week. They were the third. They've dropped to 6 now. So that's a big loss for them. And Sporting Lisbon, of course, got Ruben Amorim in charge, will be the new Manchester United manager after the international break. Let's get to more of your comments. Who is the world-class manager now? You've just got to praise Arne Slot, haven't you? Who would have predicted this when he was named as Jurgen Klopp's successor? You expected a transitional season. Maybe Liverpool could compete for top 4, have a good run in the Champions League, but not to this level. And not when they're not playing at the best. Know that there are so many more levels to come. But we can't take anything away from Xabi Alonso, who, as I mentioned him, he's just going to do the interviews on Amazon Prime, and he's embracing his former Liverpool teammate Luis Garcia, who's down there on pundit duty with Frank Lampard and Clarence Seedorf, who, of course, they both got better of in that famous Champions League final in Istanbul in 2005, when getting the better of Lampard in the semi-final in 2005. But yeah, Alonso is a stunning manager. He got a really nice reception from Anfield today. It would have been nice if he had been named as Jurgen Klopp's successor, let's be honest. He's got such a connection with the fans here, but it would have involved a big change to Liverpool's style of play, because Alonso favours that wing-back formation, whereas Arne Slot, it's seamless how he's managed to get Jurgen Klopp's style added to it, improved it, potentially. And Liverpool playing so well. They're two really good managers, and hopefully this is not the first time we see them lock horns. Whether Alonso goes to, I don't know, Real Madrid or something in the future, it would be fascinating to see these two battle again in the Champions League. It has been great performance from Liverpool. Keep excellent as always. Keep up the good work, says Bongo O'Malley. Anything else leaping out at us from the Champions League fixtures tonight? Don't really think so. I think we've already touched on the big ones. Real Madrid losing to AC Milan. Now, you think Liverpool got quite a comfortable victory away at AC Milan, didn't they, at the start of the Champions League phase? So for them to go and win in the Bernabeu, surely that's got to give you confidence that Liverpool can potentially end their Real Madrid hoodoo in a few weeks' time. We shall see. And then Manchester City, 4-1 to Sporting Lisbon. What a statement that is from the Portuguese outfit in one of Amorim's last games in charge. But yeah, Liverpool are the main talking point tonight because just the narrative of Alonso and the fact that Bayer Leverkusen was so good. They did last season. They did have more possession tonight, 53% to 47%. But all the shots, it was Liverpool. They had 22 shots, 8 on target, 5 off target, 9 blocks. 38 touches in the opponent's box compared to 15. Now, both keepers made 4 saves, but it was Liverpool who were in control in the final third. And in the second half, when they really went at Bayer Leverkusen, they made it count. And this is as convincing display as you're going to see on that second half. We've not seen a full 90 minutes from Liverpool yet. I don't think under Arne Slot. Manchester United away is probably the closest. But when they are putting good halves together, like we're seeing against Brighton, like we're seeing against Bayer Leverkusen, there's enough reason to be excited, isn't there? Long may it continue. I think that's all we've got time for today. Unless if you've got more comments to come in, this is your last chance. But yeah, it's been a really good day here, or night here, on Fire Night. Had lots of fireworks going outside Anfield in the first half. But in the second half, the fireworks are on that pitch when Liverpool exploded into life. It has been a while since we've done one of these. I think the last one was in September, wasn't it? Nottingham Forest game. Thankfully, this one's gone a much, much better. We are bringing them back now. I've had a few weeks off work, but I'm back now. So post-match podcast, stay tuned. It is going to be a regular thing again, starting tonight, but we will be doing one after Aston Villa on Saturday. It's going to be a late one again, isn't it? An 8 o'clock kickoff. So stay tuned to YouTube on that and wherever you get your podcasts afterwards. If you can't follow along live. And then after the international break, we've already gone through the fixtures. Southampton, Real Madrid, Manchester City. Yeah, it's got a lot of football to come, and they're all mouth-watering games, so stay tuned. As always, stay tuned to the Echo website as well. We'll have all the feedback and all the reaction to this amazing victory for Liverpool against Bayer Leverkusen with Doyley's. Well, you've already gone through his player rating, so go and check out the full piece there. He'll have his snap analysis, his analysis piece, which I'd imagine one of them's touching on Luis Diaz. We'll have Paul Gore's verdict, and then we'll have all the quotes from the managers as well. I think Xabi Alonso is just finishing up on Amazon Prime, so I'm going to have to rush off downstairs so we can be in time for his press conference. But yeah, as always, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for following along. Thanks for all the support. Thanks again to our sponsors, NordVPN. It's been a great night here at Anfield. Hopefully, we'll be saying that plenty more times to come. Until next time, thank you and goodbye.